Greetings from KUDOS International Latte Show. And here is my coffee with my loveliest guest from Albania. And if you want to know today who is she, I always say a great person, a great humanitarian, a great global educator. And she is the queen, you can say, of knowledge, of prosperity, and of course, the language queen. And if you want to know, let's check it out. Who is she from Albania? Here is my guest from Albania, Dr. Shpresa Delija. Welcome to our show. It's been a great pleasure and honor for me to host you, such a great, amazing, vivacious, and a very great personality in the field of education. So, welcome, Dr. Shpresa. It's been a great round of applause for you, and I really, really, really welcome on this show.
It's a privilege to be with you, Dr. Supriya, and with the KUDOS International, which really is, I would say, one of the most important and most motivational and inspiring organization, just not only inspiring me personally, but also inspiring everyone who gets in contact with you. I would like, all the people, Anuya as well, because she's been very helpful to me as well. But also, this is not the first time that I'm with the KUDOS. My memories with the KUDOS are remarkable and everlasting in my life. So you do not only inspire women and empower women in their own career, but also you just motivate them to go ahead and to help other professionals, other women and men to give their own contribution in the field they are contributing in their own countries as well. Thank you so much for inviting me to this beautiful show with you.
Well, Professor Dr. Shpresa, I will say only one thing, that your vivacious personality, your positive ambience has always and always been an inspiration for me. And people and world know you are a global educator. And that's the reason you are here to inspire today millions and zillions on the special, you can say, the KUDOS International Latte Show. And here is my coffee. So, without any delay, without any pause, I am so, so excited to host my great honored guest, Dr. Shpresa, once again. And without any single delay, single second of delay, let's start with your most inspiring journey.
Yeah, my journey has been very, very long in teaching mainly, but also in teacher training. And really, I enjoyed it. And most of the time, I tell my students that, who knows, one day, I'm going to die during the teaching process, but not, in bed or whatever. So I see myself always energetic, because that's how I see the teaching process. So the journey through the teaching career is filled with very beautiful aspects of the teaching process, but also with wonderful things and challenges. But also sometimes I felt, broken or down. I had, extreme highs and also lows, but also we had different kinds of celebrations during the teaching career, but also we had very special moments and memories, especially those moments that that have filled my heart with a lot of love towards my students who've scored the highest scores in their learning process, and who have been very successful in not only getting the diploma, but also in demonstrating the knowledges, their knowledge in teaching, in training, with their young learners in their schools, where they were appointed by the government or by the Directorate of Education, everywhere they uh, were appointed to work, or they are doing their own work actually. So every one of them, and me personally, I've considered teaching not only as a profession, but I've considered that as a mission. And this perhaps has made me very given to and fully given to the teaching process, which is shown by the long time of period that I've been teaching. So it's, this August, the teaching career is going to, be assigned with the 48 years old. So, which means that it dates long time ago, and a lot of things have been flown since that time until now. To follow the right path and to remain true to myself. I've done my best to overcome all the obstacles that I've come across during the teaching career, because it's not been very easy for me. In all steps of life, it has had, ups and downs, but through courage, through uh, dedication, through inspiration, especially from Mother Teresa, our ideal woman in our country. Because she says that everyone in life has to give a little bit of himself in order to change the world. So why not, I've told myself, not to give what I do have to my students, to the improvement of the educational system in Albania. So these are mostly some of the things that made me to reflect on the bad situations that I found or I faced during the teaching career. But most of the time, the teaching career has been filled with very wonderful things. And also I've experienced joy and love during the teaching career, which is recently, yesterday, for example, I received note. Actually, it is an article that a former professor who is living in California for more than 30 years now. He sent me an article he wrote in one of the online journals, which really shocked me a lot, because I thought, no, it's not true that I'm that person that you are describing. But he said, no, you are the person that I am describing, because of seeing all the achievements on the educational system that you are trying to make in Albania. So joys of teaching really are filled with different kinds of rewards of teaching, but also of training, finishing the doctorship, for example, which has been, very difficult for me, because raising children on the other side, but also teaching at the same time, and also being committed with other commitments given by the Ministry of Education, helping them with revising time and again the curriculum for the pre-university level, but also of the university level. So facing all these difficulties, all these challenges, made me seeing them not to stop me from doing and going ahead, but helping me to, I mean, to help my students enhance, to help my students progress in their learning process. So that's why I would call, I mean, the teaching career in my life to be filled with joys. If you do not feel that with joys, I mean, what's the point of being a teacher? So better I take up another profession, but not teaching, because as my father told me, for example, when on the day that I was graduated, now, I mean, you are Shpresa, which means in English it means hope. So you are the person to have a great number of students in front of you and watching in your eyes to find hope from you. So why not to give hope and to give happiness and lovely life to your students through the teaching, but also through, I mean, the ethics, through morals and norms of teaching and working in the future life. So I've seen that, I mean, this profession to nurture not only myself, but also my students with scientific knowledge on teaching, pedagogy, or psycholinguistics, psychology in general, but also how to react and how to communicate with students, with parents, with their own colleagues in the school that they are going to work with. So collaboration and co-working with people in the school or at the university, where I've also had a very, very long time working for the university as well. These have made me to transmit positive energy in order to receive positive energy at the same time, to create a kind of a welcoming environment for my students to feel free and not to abuse on that word, big word of friendship, because friendship is a big word to create friendship with students, but I mean, within the limits, to make them express themselves open, be critical thinkers, open-mindedness, and also to be self-creative in their micro classes, in the seminar classes that we used to have. Um, Also, I mean, during the teaching process, but not only during that, also during the training sessions that I used to have and I'm having with the teachers in Albania, I had a lot of satisfaction, which arises from knowing we have made a difference. So we teachers, we have to make a difference in our teaching process. And also, one of the teachers that I do have in mind, besides my own professors that I used to have in my university, but also my teacher I used to have in the elementary school, which was, I mean, who was brilliant and very dedicated to us. I mean, I called her my second mom. And also and watching the videos made by Rita Pearson, one of the most distinguished teachers in the United States. I mean, she says that we have to be a champion to our students. And why not to be a champion? What makes us not to be a champion to our students? So all these give me exciting in my work, but also makes me find other ways how to overcome all the obstacles coming from the bureaucracy of the government, the bureaucracy of the Directorate of Education, and so on. So if there is a will, there is a way out always, and we have to obey to what people have told us. I mean, elder people have told us. So each day for me has been novel and different, because I saw that in that kind of scope of making my life different and making it novel. So my plan was every day quite different, and actually it is every day different. So what I taught last year is not the same that I'm teaching this year. So I
Awesome.
just adapt to the situation. I adapt to the students, to the, to the gender, to their multicultural class that we do have in our classes as well. And also, I do my best to to learn from their experiences as well, because if we teachers do not accept and we do not accept that we can learn from our students, then I think that the teaching process is given to an end for forever. So that's why besides making all these changes in my teaching career, in my collecting materials for them, how to make the lesson lively, but also to make it easy for them to understand, because we know that theory sometimes is very difficult, but I try to intermingle it with practice as well. So I just follow the motto: make your class a ha-ha class, where everyone should be joyful, for me
Great.
and for the others. So keeping the class on the ha-ha level makes even the students, even those that feel shy, they would, be courageous, and they can become conscious that, yes, I count in this class. I'm important in this class. And why not? Because the teacher, accepts everyone's thought, everyone's word. So for me personally,
This is,
every student
yeah,
counted in my classes. Every trainee counted in my training sessions as well. So I've seen them as collaborators in order to enhance, in order to improve our work in the future. So I've never ever, I mean, uh, had a kind of a prejudice of my students
yeah.
coming from the city or coming from the rural area or being of different, let's say, religion, because here in Albania we do have three religions which are, very, very closely connected with one another. And hopefully that in my family, for example, I in my family, I do have, I live with three religions. So my
Wow.
brother, yeah, my brother-in-law is Orthodox. My sister-in-law is Muslim, and also my daughter-in-law is Baptist. So you see, and I am Catholic. So we have all the religions in one family, which means that how come to fight? How come to attack one another? Which we have decided that through love we can bring everyone into happiness, everyone into haha moments, and why not to celebrate? Because we celebrate Baktashi, we celebrate, Bairam or Ramadan, we
Yeah.
celebrate Easter or Christmas, and so on. So we want to be happy and to live happily with our work that we do, but also to make our students be happy with what they do and to transmit it in their own classes where they are going to. Um, yeah, so
Dr.
this is
Spresa,
roughly.
I will say only one thing. When you were and when you are telling your marvelous, life inspiring journey, full of, you can say, your challenges when you said, and when you were telling me about your work. So, here I would love to draw the attention of my global educators and viewers, because they are showering their love in the form of beautiful comments over here, which I can read. Wow, Dr. Spresa, you are amazing. You are doing wonderful. You are the
Thank you.
miracle. And these, showers of blessings, you can say, make me hum the song, showers of blessings and showers of blessings. So,
Yeah.
Dr. Spresa, I will say only one thing, that your life incredible journey, which I will say, really inspiring, full of challenges, but you really proved it. Challenges are real, mere golden opportunities where you have to find the hidden potential, hidden motor behind this. And before
Yeah.
you move forward, I would love to. Your LinkedIn link is already there, and people will be loving to connect with you, because you are doing an amazing work in the field of education. The way you told about your classroom techniques, making aha moments, and I would love to see in real whenever we will meet face to face. And of course, also, we are going to have you in several training programs which Kiddos is launching in the upcoming months. And before I jump to my next question, this question is really, really very dear and very close to my heart, Dr. Spresa, and that says, we talked about your challenges, we talked about your life journey, we talked about your noble profession, and people would love to connect with you, as I said already earlier. But straight away from your heart, Dr. Sprisa, what is your opinion about KUDOS International and, of course, Al Latte? You can say anything from your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I mean, uh, as the word kudos means, which means, I mean, perfection, satisfaction, love. So through this word, I mean, you've been, or God has just blessed you with finding this word to call this international organization kudos, where everyone just can find expertise, empathy, but also they could get down to connectivity as well, because you connect people not only from India, but people from everywhere in the world, be it small country like Albania, or big country like India or China or America or other places as well. So um, what I tell my students as well, to have a look at what you do, but also I tell them what you do. Um, I mean, you offer a lot of benefits for people to join in this KUDOS International organization. Because, I mean, besides the enhanced image that you give, I mean, to your profile, locally, but also internationally, you also offer the opportunity to everyone to adopt or to use global, I mean, ideas, global perspectives, how to develop education, but not only education, how to develop businesses as well. The opportunity to retain, but also to target speakers from all around the world who are experts in different fields of life. So you have the potential also to support me personally, because I mean, you've been a kind of a great inspiration in my work that I do with my students or with my trainees as well. You have the, I mean, the ability, but also the opportunity with your experts that you get together and you have in your sessions, in your conferences or in your events. You introduce kudos globally, but also locally, and also you give them the high quality they need to have in and how to be great experts in their own field. They contribute in their own countries, locally, but also internationally. And also, you have the most important thing, which I am highlighting, is the connectivity, but also the opportunity to extend the network of people, because networking is very, interesting, but also it is very important in our work. And networking with brilliant people that you bring in the KUDOS International Show, I think everyone can learn everything they need to learn. So KUDOS for me is really, very beneficial, but also very profitable emotionally, intellectually, professionally. But the most important thing is humanity. So you bring humanity in all the KUDOS shows that you organize. And thank you for that.
Awesome, brilliant, mind blowing, Dr. Shpresa, for elating our confidence, for elating our, mental strength and heart happiness. Thank you so much for these lovely words. And it's really,
You
your
really
work
are.
as
You
a
really
miracle.
are.
And yes, all this was not at all possible. Global educators, global audience, let me tell you one surprising miracle. With this 1 year, Kiddos has attained lots of laurels, lots of accolades, lots of achievements, lot of success in various fields, because you can see n number of beautiful globes on my background, and just not like that. It's working miraculous, and that is only and only just because of our founder, CEO, none other than miraculous Matt Allen. Here
Yeah.
he is.
Well,
Hello.
nice to.
Shpresa, what can I say other than thank you for those remarks and for the journey that has been as well, for the fact that, like you said, when you came along just now, and we were talking and you said about Christmas. Obviously in the background, I have my Christmas trees, and most people understand what they are about. But Christmas for us was a very special time for me and the team, and having wonderful people like you along, and you talking about ha moments and educating children and youngsters and young adults. And we aim to really develop that into a whole process of having education that's fundamentally useful for people, not just putting them into a set criteria of a role that they will play in society, but it's a valuable part and a member that can contribute to society from just leaving school, from just being able, when they're young, to understand the difference between money and what they're educated currently. I think there's a lot to be said for educationalists like you who think outside of the box, because many of our children nowadays are outside of the box. I know I was at school, and very much I couldn't really cope with the system that was trying to constantly put me inside those boxes. And when we have educationalists like you, from all sorts of walks of life and different educational backgrounds, and delivering different things that you're doing, it's just mind-blowing to me that this is the way that we have come so far and what the opportunities are ahead of us. And somebody with a wealth of wisdom and experience like yourself, who really understands that and is looking for the future of these youngsters in particular, in terms of your current position, to make them really benefit society. And so it's not just our privilege to have you on, but it's our honor, because really you fundamentally express the very belief that we have in education. So for me, it is wonderful, and to hear such wonderful things from you, and the appreciation of not just the education side, but you also take on board some of the other globes and stuff. That's just absolutely phenomenal. It was our pleasure to see you at the Christmas party, and I also believe in putting smiles on people's faces and on their hearts, because without that, what is the point, really? If we're not going to be happy in life, what is the point? I'm not saying that we should give up on life, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that we should we should target that. We should target being happy and bringing some happiness to the world through our existence and shared existence, not just our local community, but the whole world all over. So thank you very, very much. It is a wonder and a pleasure to hear those words coming from you, most certainly.
Thank you. It's been a privilege to collaborate with you, and I highly appreciate that you've chosen me to talk about. My long journey on teaching and training as well. So giving a little bit of my experience. Hopefully, it will help everyone that is going to listen and to.
It already does. Believe you me, I fully appreciate that already does. And there is many, like I was mentioning to you before we started, there are many opportunities coming available. And we'll have a chat ourselves, you and I, at some point, because there are some things that potentially you're not aware of. Things like we are currently developing the education platform in conjunction with the Great Discovery. And I mentioned to you about the conference in Las Vegas in June.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful to have you talking at that as well. So let's do some more together and try and put some more smiles and educate some people in the way of true education, of true knowledge, of true wisdom and experience. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your experience today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Shpresa, because the hope, your name itself is a hope, then this world needs really a great hope from you. And we are so excited to, to see your hope, to see your truth, your dedication, especially towards education. That will be so wonderful and so awesome. And before we say a beautiful, lovely goodbye to our global audience, everybody is, including me, waiting for your so powerful and inspiring message. So, Dr. Shpresa, once again to you for your great, powerful message.
Yeah. So actually, what I would say to, to the teachers or all the educators around the world is that they should be they should educate themselves with the big love for teaching and what they do. But first, they should know who they are. Who am I? What can I do to identify the skills that I do have in teaching as well? So, me personally, I have, let's say, established, the reputation of being this person that I am because of the long experience. During the long experience, you, through the mistakes that you make, on the way of your teaching, you learn something and you learn a lot. So that's why I've seen my students not to correct their mistakes in order to trap them and in order to make them feel down. But I've corrected them in a very positive way in order for them to give them confidence that you can do it better. So this is what I would tell, my students or younger teachers, not to make students get down, but make them be happy, make them that they count, make them that they are very important in their classes. And also we saw that, during lockdown, during COVID pandemic time, where we had, online teaching. And it was teaching the computer, but not teaching humans. So humanistic teaching has another feeling, and we need to use this kind of feeling. This feeling is filled with love, not with hatred, not with fight, not with making students get upset with what they are going to learn to school, because that's why they are students. They don't know everything. So we have to teach them that you count and your voice counts as well. Um, so we should tell them to spend time with the students, with the parents, with the other teachers as well, to share opinion, to share experiences with one another, in order for them to be good, and also to be very helpful and very beneficial to the future of their life. So also what I would say to the students or to the young teachers is this one, that they should follow the words given by or said by our Mother Teresa, which says that you have to contribute and never, never, ever get tired of what you contribute to the country. So everyone has to contribute for the benefit of something, for the benefit of teaching, for the benefit of leading the country, for the benefit of constructing the roads or whatever, and changing the whole country. And in this way, together, and
Awesome.
respecting the togetherness principles, we are going to change the whole world, because we are humans belonging to one God. And this is what I tell, everyone.
Wow, this is called a powerful, inspiring message. So, thank you so much from the bottom core of my heart and our KUDOS International team. Dr. Shpresa, you really enlightened the show today, and I'm so, so, so grateful for this lovely, inspiring, and so marvelous journey. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.